What's good, R&B squad? This is Out of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new to this family, we don't believe that you're here by accident. Welcome. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is, of course, always happier. The word that I have today comes from an experience that I had in the natural, as well as a whole bunch of things that the Lord showed me in the spirit. So some of it comes from my dreams, and some of it comes from something that I experienced in the natural. Now, as per usual, as you listen to this word, you will know whether or not it is for you. Please eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what's for you, and leave the rest. I'm going to start with the experience that I had. So 2 days ago, probably less than 48 hours ago, but we'll just go with it and say that it was 2 days ago. So roughly less than 48 hours ago, a little under 48 hours ago, I was at home and the power went out. And when the power went out, I expected, now pay attention to that, I expected for it to be out for a long time, because I know that usually when the power goes out, it is out for a long time. So I was preparing myself the way that I usually would when the power goes out. I went and got me a flashlight and I was about to turn the flashlight on. But right as I was about to turn the flashlight on, I kid you guys not, this could have been like 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes of the power going out, it was restored. And I was really surprised because usually, like I said, when the power goes out, it's not restored that quickly. But within 5 minutes of it going out, it was restored. And I didn't pay attention to it at the time, but then 2 days later, it happened again. Now, this was in a different place and at a different time. So this is how I know that this is for more than one of you. So now in this place and this time, the power goes out again. But this time, it doesn't take 5 minutes for it to be restored. I kid you guys not, I blinked and the power was back on. That's all I did. So within seconds of the power going out, it was back on. And the Lord said, little girl, pay attention. I'm trying to show you something. So I paid attention because I had not been paying attention before. And the Lord began to speak to me through the experience. So for someone, something went left recently. Something in your life or a situation went left and went haywire recently. And you are feeling powerless to do anything about it. You feel like your prayers about it are going unanswered. You feel like there's not much, very little that you can do, because think about it. When the power goes out, you can't really do much of anything. What can really be done without an electricity supply? Very little. So you feel that in this situation that went left recently, that there's little to nothing that you can do. You feel powerless. You feel like your hands are tied. The Lord is saying, do not let the enemy fool you into thinking you're powerless in that situation. Because as quickly as he tried to snatch the power from you in that situation, as quickly as he tried to snatch the upper hand from you, God is going to restore it. And you're going to be able to operate the way you were operating before, or even better. You're going to be able to have the power to get things done, to move forward. For some of you, this is a person or a thing that has gone out of your life, and you're thinking that it's going to be a long, stretched out season without them. God is saying that's not part of his plan, not this time around. Because as quickly as that person or thing was gone from you, that's how quickly God is going to restore that person or that thing to you. Do not sit there and feel like you're powerless in the situation. God has given you all the power you need in that situation. So that's a whole word for someone. Now moving along to what I saw in my dreams. So it's a lot, and I'm going to try my best to unpack all of it as carefully as possible. But I will start with the dream that stood out to me the most. And in this dream, there was a man, and he was seated in what looked like a living room. He was seated there in front of this woman and her mother. And the woman's mother looked at the man. I noticed that his face was clean shaven. I should mention that. He looked like he had just had a fresh shave, like he just shaved himself. And I remember the woman's mother saying to her, "He looks different. He's almost unrecognizable." And the woman said to her mother, "That's because he shaved himself." So he looks differently now because he shaved himself. He's changed. And then I came away from the dream and the Lord started breaking down what that meant. So now I'm going to read some of the scripture that the Lord led me to accompany this. Because as soon as I woke up, before the Lord even gave me the scripture, I thought of Joseph. When I remembered that clean-shaven man in that dream and this woman saying he's changed, he's different now, I was reminded of the story of Joseph. So Genesis 37 verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. So we'll stop there for a moment. This part of the word is about someone's kingdom partner. Your kingdom partner is favored in the eyes of God. And he's also favored amongst men. And this favor shows. But you see, the thing about this favor is that it attracts envy. And I'll come back to that in a moment. Then the Lord led me to Genesis 41, verse 14. Then Pharaoh sent and called for Joseph, and they hurriedly brought him out of the dungeon. And when Joseph shaved himself and changed his clothes, making himself presentable, he came to Pharaoh. And I read from the Amplified Bible. I'm going to put that in the description box. That and also Genesis 37, verse 3. That word is for you. What you want to do is that you want to study those two chapters in their entirety. You want to study Genesis chapter 37 and Genesis chapter 41, from the time Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers to his wrongful imprisonment to him being set free from prison and walking in his purpose. So you want to study those chapters. So for someone, again, this is about your God-ordained partner, the person that God has chosen for you. And this gentleman or this woman, this person is highly favored by God, and the favor shows. But this favor attracts envy from others. And some of the people who envy your person are the people who are closest to them. People who are supposed to be supportive. People who are supposed to love them. And so now this woman in this dream, she's saying to her mother, he looks different because he has shaved. He's clean shaven now, so he looks different. And the mom goes, well, he's unrecognizable. So for someone, your person has been going through it. They've been going through it, and a lot of what they've been suffering, a lot of the bondage that they have been in is because of people's envy. Joseph's own brothers envied him and sold him into slavery, sold him into bondage because they envied him. And then when he ends up far away from home, and far away from all of the people he loves because of envy, he runs into a bitter woman who decides to throw him into prison because he rejected her. So for those of you whom this is for, your person has been in bondage because people around them envied them, and that's the first reason why they've been in bondage. And also because there are people around them whom they've rejected, and those people have sought to take revenge on them. So because of these two things, this person has been in bondage. Because of people's envy and because people are mad that they've been rejected by your person. However, regardless of your person's situation, God has still shown him or her favor. Even when they were in bondage and you saw that for yourself, you may have been in separation from them, standing afar off. Or if you have not met your person yet, just know that this person, even while they were in their bondage, their season of bondage, God was still showing them favor. There was still a light at the end of the tunnel. But the time has come for release. And when they are released, if this is someone who is returning to you, he or she will be unrecognizable. You won't be able to recognize them for the changes that God has made in them. God has cleaned them up and made them presentable. And if you are meeting your person for the first time, by the time your person gets to you, whoever he or she was in his past, they're not going to be that person anymore. They're going to be cleaned up and reintroduced to the people around them. And they're also going to be cleaned up and presented to you. That man in that dream was seated in front of that woman and her mother. So it's like he was being presented to them, clean shaven, ready to walk in his purpose. And this is where your person is at right now. This is the current situation. God has cleaned them up, prepped them, and they're about ready to walk in their purpose. So expect them to either come back into your life, expect a reconciliation, or expect them to come into your life for the first time. Because this is the season for it. Their season of bondage is over. And so now there was another dream. And in this other dream, now this dream for some of you, this dream may be connected, this word may be connected to the first two words, or this may be separate. Now for someone, this is what happened in this dream. There was this man, and he kept trying to hide this document. He had this document, and he kept trying to conceal this document. And for some reason, the woman in the dream, who was his God-ordained partner, somehow she got hold of that document, and she wasn't even looking for it. It just so happened that she stumbled upon the document. And as she was looking at the document, I could see that it was some sort of official information of some sort. I didn't see exactly what it entailed, but I knew it was information that was very important. So there's this documented information, and on this document was this man's handwriting. And I saw the surprise on the woman's face, because it's as if that information was something that she did not have before, or as if it was confirming something that she had been suspicious of before. And then right to the very bottom of the document, in the man's handwriting, there were the words, "God help me." And she started praying for him. And that was the end of the dream. So for someone, your person has been keeping something from you. They've been hiding something from you. For some of you, it's going to involve documented information. There's some kind of document, some official document of some sort that is going to be revealed to you. So your person has been hiding this thing from you, keeping this secret from you for quite some time now. And this isn't news to you, because the Lord has already hinted to you that this person isn't telling you everything. For some of you, you're in separation from this person, and this is the reason why you keep getting separated, because this individual is keeping this secret from you, and it is preventing the two of you. It is conducive to the two of you moving forward. See, this secret being revealed is actually going to propel the two of you forward, and this is what that person, your person, doesn't understand. He or she thinks that by keeping it from you, that they're protecting themselves in some way. And even that in itself is a selfish perspective, because they're not thinking about you in this. They want to protect themselves. They want to protect the way they look in your eyes. They think if they tell you about it, you're going to look at them differently. And the main reason they think that you're going to look at them differently is because they're thinking he or she is going to want to know why I kept this from them so long. And they're going to think that they can't trust anything that I say because I kept something so major from them for so long. But that's the enemy making it seem like that's the way it's going to turn out. The enemy is making them think that this is how it's going to go down. But in reality, you're going to be relieved when you receive this information, because like I said, the truth about this is what is going to play an integral role in the two of you moving forward, in the two of you advancing. The truth about this is going to be a huge burden lifted off your shoulders. You're going to be glad when you receive this information, because it is going to confirm what the Lord has already been putting in your spirit. You already have an idea what the secret is. You're just waiting for hardcore evidence. That's all you're waiting for, solid evidence in the natural. And the thing is, this person never intended to keep this secret from you. There are people around them who gave them bad advice and told them to keep this thing a secret. But those people were self-seeking when they gave your person that advice. See, they weren't worried about your person. They were thinking about themselves. See, they had an image that they were worried about to maintain. They didn't want to look bad in front of people. So they decided that they were going to convince your person that for the benefit of everyone involved, it would be best if they kept this thing under wraps. But keeping it under wraps has not helped your person in any way. It has caused the two of you to have a rift between you. And this is what God is trying to show to your person. God is trying to show him or her, the longer you keep this secret, the harder it's going to be for you to reconcile with this person. This is why the two of you keep separating. You need to open your mouth and say something. So now God is at the point where he's basically saying to your person, are you going to tell him or her, or am I going to do it? Are you going to tell them, or should I? Because either way, they're going to receive this information. This has to come out in the open. You cannot keep this hidden forever. And the thing is, your person, he or she better tell you. They better be the one to tell you, because if God has to reveal it to you, and he's going to reveal it in such a way in the natural that your person and the other people around them who are trying to get them to keep it a secret are not going to be able to deny it. That woman was holding an official document with that man's handwriting on it. And she wasn't looking for it. She just stumbled upon it. So you will be minding your own business, and God will make sure that you receive the information in the natural, in real life. God is going to make sure that you receive the information. So the Lord basically is saying to your person right now, you still have a chance to tell him or her. You still have a shot at becoming clean with him or her, coming clean to them. Don't let me have to do it for you, because I will. Either way, my will be done. There is no time to be keeping secrets at this point. The two of you have to move forward. There's something that your union is going to be used for in my kingdom. And you're on my timeline, not yours. You, sir, or you, ma'am, are on my timeline, God's timeline, not yours. And so this is the position that your person is in. Their back is against the wall, because one way or the other, this information is coming out. And if God reveals it to you in such a way where they didn't tell you, but you got the information anyway, they're really going to have to pray for God to help them. Because now you will question, why didn't this person say this to me all along? Why was it held back from me? Why was this important information that would play such a major role in us moving forward kept from me? So that's a word for someone. Expect that something that has been hidden for a while is going to come out into the open. And for those of you whom this word ties into the other word, this is the prison that this person has been in. The prison of keeping this secret and unable to move forward. But see, now when the truth comes out, now with the truth revealed, now you will be able to see forward movement in your situation. Now you will finally be able to see real forward movement in your union, because this is the one thing, this one secret is the one thing that has been holding the two of you back from making progress. So that's a word for somebody. Now, I had another dream. Now, in this last dream that I had, this is the final one, there was a woman and she was speaking with another woman. And the woman that she was speaking to said to her, you know, it's Christmas Eve, right? And when the woman tells her that it's Christmas Eve, I could see the surprise on her face. It's like she was caught off guard, because she somehow thought that there were more days leading up to Christmas Eve and that it wouldn't have happened so fast. So here she was, it was Christmas Eve, and she didn't even realize it until this woman pointed it out to her. And then she started moving around and frantically trying to put things in order, and it looked like she was trying to get ready. And that was the end of the dream. So now for someone, there is something, it's about to happen by Christmas. That's the word I received. It's about to happen by Christmas. And when I say Christmas, I mean Christmas 2024, this year. And again, whether or not you celebrate it is not up for discussion at this point. You may celebrate it, you may not. This is just the Lord giving you a timeline as to when this thing is going to happen. There's something that the Lord promised you, or something that he said is going to happen for you. And you're supposed to be in a space of readiness for it. You're supposed to be ready to receive it when it comes, or to be ready to walk into it when it arrives. And you are not ready because you think you have time. You've been hearing to get ready for it for so long that you stopped getting ready, because you think, you know it's going to happen, but you think you still have time. Think you have all of this time before it happens. But no, The fact that it was Christmas Eve right there and then, and that woman thought that there were still a few days left before Christmas Eve, that again puts emphasis on the fact that we're talking about Christmas 2024, not Christmas 2025, not Christmas 2026, this Christmas, okay? There's something that God told you you're going to walk into, or something that he told you is going to happen for you. And the timeline is this Christmas. So get ready. Don't be like the woman in the dream who frantically had to start putting things in place because she didn't even realize that Christmas Eve came so quickly. Get ready. That thing is coming for sure. Whatever it is, it's about to happen for sure. And that's the word, guys. I hope that this message blessed someone. I hope you found your confirmation in here somewhere. I love you guys. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.